Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. That noise, by the way, is my dog being completely insane. I gave her a toy to chew on so that she can kind of calm down, otherwise she'd be running around. Like, there are no rules here, when there are rules, Luna. She's doing a social experiment though, so I can't stop her from wanting to experiment. What kind of mother would I be? Anyway, I'm gonna be talking about college, which I'm gonna give a little bit of backstory on how I got to where I am in college and how long it took me to get there, and kind of just like little details about it. So I lived in Mexico for 4 years, I think maybe even 5 years, I can't remember. I finished high school there, I graduated from high school there, and I applied to one school and one school only. That sounds like, why would you do that? But here's the thing. There was one school in Mexico, well, in the city that I lived, that was free. Or, you know, free for the most part. So my mom said, go to that one. That one sounds great. It does have, like, it is very respected and it's a very good university. However, there are a lot of people trying to get in, which makes sense, right? Because we don't all want to be in a lot of debt. So obviously, that's what I did. And at the time, I wanted to major in theater or whatever that meant. So I did everything I was supposed to. I graduated, I got good grades, I took my, like, it's not really the SAT or the ACT, it's kind of like an equivalent to get into college type of thing. So I studied for that. I went to like courses outside of school to study for that so that I would have like an assured spot, at least in that aspect of getting into college. Something that I was not expecting was the more creative majors, they'll do this thing where like you'll have to test it out. They'll test you out and see if you would be like a good fit for that major or whatever. And it's usually in the arts courses. So like if you wanted to do photography, that's just an example, you would have to have like a portfolio and they would like assess, and you're like, that's something that they do here too, right? So you guys kind of know that. You need like a portfolio or you need to audition and things like that, except for, I don't know how it works here because I haven't applied to theater programs here. So I applied for this theater program and it was a 1 week sort of boot camp. If you guys want to hear about that boot camp, which it felt like a boot camp, to be honest, like I'm not exaggerating. Well, I'm exaggerating a little bit because I'm dramatic, but it was intense. The first day I had to get wheeled out of there. I was in a wheelchair because I was so tired, and I got through it, did the whole week. It was excruciating and it was like mentally, physically, emotionally draining. Oh, here's the thing too. Only 25 people were gonna be accepted to that program, and I'm like, there's almost 200 of us. My odds are not that good. After not being accepted to the university, which you had to wait like a month and then you heard back, you had to go online and you had to search for your little like ID number. Sorry, boobs are showing. And it would say, you got in, here's your number. Didn't find my number, was very sad. I didn't even want to like drive by that part of town where the school was because I felt so rejected and so sad. And I'm still a little bit hurt. You know who you are. I'm still a little bit hurt. So that happened. And after that happened, a whole thing spiraled of like my sister wanting to come back to the States and finish high school here so that the same thing wouldn't happen to her, where she would apply for school and she wouldn't get in. So I wasn't able to go to college or university right after graduating. At the time I was like, okay, well, I'll just take a semester off or whatever, like a gap year, you know, people do that. And then when we moved to the States, we moved back, we're living in Texas now. I didn't start till the spring semester, and I was so late to the game of like applying and signing up for classes that I could only sign up for one class, and it was an 8 a.m. class. Do you stop eating what are you eating? Anything that's on the floor you should not be eating right now. Do you want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. Okay, but if you're here, will you stay calm? So yeah, my 8 a.m. class, which was not ideal. I didn't have my license yet. My parents had to drive me to my class, which was super inconvenient. And so I did my placement testing and I got really bad math scores because, keep in mind, I'd already been out of school for 1.5 years. That came into play. I had no idea what they were talking about on that placement test. So I have to take remedial math classes, and that's a thing that I just finished. And here's the thing, I have 2 jobs, kind of. I work for my school and I have like my other, like my part-time job. My job at school isn't as time consuming as my other job. I want to sign up for the amount of classes that I think I'll be able to handle. So right now I'm signed up for 2 classes, which isn't ideal. I had to drop a math class because it was not an ideal situation. I really wish that it would have been, and you know, graduating wouldn't take so much longer. And that's another thing that really stresses me out, is how long it's gonna take me to graduate. Like, I'm 22 and I'm not graduating for a while, and that's from this 2-year college. I still have to go to a university. I'm taking the classes that I think I can manage. Maybe I'll be able to manage more someday. I usually take 3 classes per semester, and then I take some summer classes, and this time I'm gonna have to take like a mini semester during the winter break. I wish that I could be okay with taking 4 or maybe 5 classes so that I wouldn't have to take them during the summer and the winter. But that's just how things are right now, and I understand that that's not for everybody, and you're probably like, you don't even understand the level of stress that 5 classes has on you, plus a part-time job, and some people have 2 jobs. So taking the amount of classes that I'm taking, it works for me for now, you know. That's what's keeping me okay. If I could get something across in this video, is what works for you, and don't be ashamed or embarrassed. And also, this is a temporary thing sometimes, you know. So maybe right now you can't take more than 2 classes, or you can't take more than 3 classes, and you know, that's okay. Those things that are helping you keep calm and stable, that stuff is okay. You're not alone. Certainly, you know what's good for you, and you know what you need to do to succeed. No one else can tell you, take 5 classes and you will succeed. Take 2 classes and you will succeed. Take 1 class and you will succeed. You know how much work you can handle to succeed. And being an orientation leader, which I do at my school, it's so much of student success. We want you to do your best. We don't want you to be overwhelmed. We want you to stay focused on school and have activities to do in school and be in clubs, and all of that is such a big part of why I really like college, because they want you to do the best that you can. Also, keep in mind, like, your mental health and your emotions are important. Don't think that it's like a weakness if you have to drop a class. It's totally understandable. So many people do it. I understand that sometimes it's scary, like especially in Texas, where we have the like 6 drop rule thing, where you can't drop more than 6 classes in the college and universities that you go to. That might be a scary thing because you don't want to use up all your drops. If a class is not working out, if you don't feel like you would be able to succeed in that class or get the grade that you want in that class, make the executive decision and just be like, okay, this is not the time for this class right now. I will do it during a different semester. I believe in you. I really hope that this video helped in any way. I know that I ramble a lot, and I will do that from time to time, or every time. If you feel like you want to subscribe to this, or this cutie, her name's Luna. If you want to see more of us, I'm using my dog for subscribers. Okay, bye everybody.